And according to StreamYard, we are live. Hello, ladies. How are you? It's Anita here from Sequins and Sand. And my mission is to help women whose body shapes have changed over the years feel more confident living their summers in our fabulously designed and thoughtfully designed swim and resort wear, expert fitting advice, courses and memberships and retreats and more wonderful experiences all in the one place here with me. Hello, thank you so much for joining in today. It is lovely to see you again on another Friday lunchtime live. And I know for many of you, you'll be catching the recording. So hello and welcome to you too on what is a little bit different for a Friday live for me. Normally at this time of year, coming into summer, we showcase on a Friday the new stock and I show you the new prints and things and colors. But I wanted to do something a little bit different today because I get asked about this a lot. It's our torsos and having a longer torso or a shorter torso. The reason why it's a little bit trickier to understand is because it's the next dimension and it's often the forgotten dimension. But boy, if you're long in the torso or short in the torso, you certainly know about it when it comes to finding the right fit with your swimsuit and your clothes as well, right? But swimsuits are a little bit trickier because they're very complex. Complex critters, as I like to call them. Absolutely they are. And that's why I do lives like this to inform you of what to look for in your swimsuit to get the right fit. Just little snippets. And today, when we talk about long torsos and short torsos, I'm going to take you through what's going on with your shape to identify what you need to look for in the swimsuits that you buy that will suit your longer or shorter torso. Now, let's start with shape. My favorite topic, shape. If you've been with me for a while, you know the mantra is shape before size every time, girls. Absolutely it is. And this is another classic reason why shape before size. Now, when we talk about shapes here in Sequins and Sand, we talk about our classic 6 midlife shapes. And I will stress midlife because when you're in midlife, our body shapes change a lot we notice it more compared to when we were in our 20s and younger. And a lot of that has to do with what's going on inside of our bodies. And if you are part of Women 40 Plus, Self-Love, Body Love, Summer Confidence, hello to you. You are getting all the goodness in there at the moment, as well as in Beyond the Shop, our Wednesday newsletter, where we talk about topics that influence how we feel about our bodies and our body confidence. Now, in midlife, with our hormone shifts and other things that are going on, stress, cortisol, insulin, big one, where our tummies are the areas of focus for where we see a change. Most of us will see change in our tummy, usually getting bigger. Now, with that, we also need to consider that when we're talking torsos, right? Because that's where all the action's happening. Now, with the 6 midlife shapes, we've got the hourglass, perfectly proportioned, rectangle, straight up and down without a defined waist, shoulders and hips the same width. Then we've got inverted triangles. Maybe you were a swimmer back in the day, wider shoulders, narrower hips, and that could be bust, giving that width at the top as well, not just the shoulders. And then there is the triangle opposite to that, where you've got bigger hips, wider hips than shoulders, and probably a slightly smaller bust proportionally as well, and usually a flattish tummy. Diamonds are your sisters. They are the same shape, outline shape, but with a fuller tummy because hello midlife, classic diamond shape is a midlife shape. And then we have, what have I missed? Roundies, favorite roundies, where everything is more pronounced around the front. Often with, sometimes with a full booty, sometimes with a flat booty and very rounded shoulders as well. But often, and sometimes as well, narrow legs up top. Gorgeous pins on our roundies. So they're the 6 shapes. Now they tend to consider horizontal, right? We talked about shoulders to hips. They're horizontal proportions and horizontal measurements. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to show you where you can put in your measurements to work out your shape. We have the shape and size calculator, our custom design tool, which so many of you I know love and have found very helpful when it comes to finding the right swimsuit. It's not gospel and it's not 100% foolproof, but it is a great place to start. It starts to put the boundary around things, a boundary around the appropriate choices you need to look for. So that's that. Park that for now. We'll come back to it. So when we talk about shape, we talk about our outlines and usually horizontally. Now, if you talk about torsos, now we're talking about length vertically, going this way. How do you know if you've got a longer torso? Well, if you're like my mum, she's always said to me, I find it so hard to stand up in a one piece, right? So with a longer torso, you find you don't have enough length, usually from bust to bottom, right? That's where the length is. Now with that, often the body shape means, because you've got the length there, that you tend to have not a super pronounced tummy. Now you might have a pronounced tummy, I'm not saying that that's gospel, but usually with that extra length there, you tend to be not so pronounced around the middle. The opposite of that is a shorter torso, where sometimes the things that you buy hang down too low, or you feel that you've got too much room around the crotch area. That's one way to know. But I also know that in midlife, a shorter torso means that when you put weight on, you will tend to put it on around your tummy area more so than anywhere else. Now here's a top fit tip. Are you ready? If you have a shorter torso with a fuller tummy shape, then that is like having a longer torso from a length point of view. Why? Because it's the distance, right? When we're putting clothes on, particularly swimwear, where they're very fitted, you're going to notice it more than any other garment. But with swimwear, because of that firmness of fit, you will notice that unless you have more room to move in the torso area, in that body area, then you're going to find that it's not going to stretch over your tummy. So that's the top tip. Shorter waist with a fuller tummy. If you don't have the fuller tummy with your shorter torso, then it doesn't apply to you. But if you've got a shorter torso with a rounder tummy, then you're going to also need extra length in your swimsuit, just like the longer torso girls do. Okay, clear as mud? With me so far? Let me know in the comments. Are you with me from a shape and length point of view? Because torsos are all about length. Now, so that's how you know whether you've got a longer torso. You can take your measurements as well. I'm not sure what the proportions are, but visually you'll be able to tell, right? Absolutely you will. But from a fit point of view, there are a couple of clues to look for as to what might indicate that you have a longer torso or a shorter torso. Okay. Now, from a swimsuit point of view, it's really important when you go to get your right fit that you understand how a swimsuit is made, that you understand its features. And that's why during most of my lives, when I take you through the products, I turn them inside out and I explain all the bits. Because when you know those features, you can match it to what your body needs, bring the two together and get the perfect fit. Now, I gloss over that a bit here in these short lives, but I do go into a lot more detail with it in our new course, Unlock Your Cozy Confidence. It's fantastic. 5 modules, 3 are dedicated to shape and finding the right fit for you, particularly in your swimsuit. Now, I'll put the link to that as well. So if you're really frustrated and you find it really hard to get swimsuit, or you're sick of picking and flicking and all the rest of it, or not sitting right, then that's a good place for you to come over and learn from me faster and in a way that goes much deeper than what I do in these sessions. Anyway, that's an aside. I'm excited, which is why I'm mentioning it. Absolutely. Now, with togs and your longer torso, I want to show you a couple of styles that I know are hands down winners. And the reason they are is because they have the features that are going to serve you well with your longer torso. And if you have a shorter torso with a rounder tummy shape, they're also going to work for you. I will also show you some styles that will not work if you have a longer torso, and I'll explain why. the beauty of it is if you have a shorter torso shape, they're going to be the styles that work for you. So, hello, two birds with one stone, as they say. So good. Okay, are you ready? Let's do this. My hands down, number one feature to look for in a swimsuit if you have a longer torso is this stuff. It is called ruching. Do you see those gathers? I'll take it off the hanger and I'll put my hand in there so that you can see. Do you see all those things? Now, in the descriptions on our website in Sequins and Sand, when we talk about our togs online, do read the features, because this is what we talk about. We talk about the features of a swimsuit. Now, that is ruching. They are gathers. And when you see them down the side seam, see all that? They expand with you, right? I'm not pulling on that really hard. It's doing it pretty much. I'm just going around the corner here trying to show you. It does it itself pretty much with those gathers. Now, with those gathers, they're like concertinas, right? In the old piano accordion, think of it that way. When you put that on and pull it up, that's a whole other lesson in Unlock Your Cozy Confidence, is how to try on your swimsuit properly, because sometimes that's the issue. But when you put this on, that is going to lengthen with you because of that ruching. Now, I'll find another example of side ruching. This is a very different swimsuit. This one's got sleeves and a tie, but it's got those gathers, right, down the side seam. Really important to look for if you're longer in the torso. So that's top tip number one. It has to be in the side seam, more so than anywhere else. That's the trick, right? Now, the other thing that you need to look for if you have a longer torso is adjustable straps, because sometimes if your torso is just a little bit longer, not really long, then lengthening out the straps might give you just enough room to move, right? So there's straps and there's straps. This one has got the clip like your bra, and that adjusts really easily up and down, right? See how effortless that is? That's what you need to find, right? Adjustable straps can adjust to your length and what you need, precisely what you need. Now, some straps only have half the ability to adjust. So see, that one has a hook and goes all the way down, so you can adjust that all the way down the bottom and all the way over if you like. Some togs have a fixed element at the back, which makes it harder to do that with. And do I have an example here to show you? Yeah, this one. Actually, I messed up and I haven't shown it for you. Some of them will have like a wider element at the bottom, and so you're not able to adjust it all the way down. So just look for that when you see the photos online of the back of the togs, or if you're in store, look at the straps. Can you adjust them all the way along for maximum length? That's the other top tip. So really, they're the main things, right? Now, if you have fixed elements on the side, like these ones, this is one of our best selling styles. This is the zip up. Sell bucket loads of these because they come in all sorts of prints. Now, that's got ruching. Absolutely it does. But it's in the middle, right? It's not on the side seams. Now, the side seams of this one, it's got a fixed panel. Do you see that? Really flat. Now, when you've got a fixed panel like that down on the side seams, it is not going to lengthen with you, right? So, and this one as well, with no adjustable straps, this cozy is meant to hold you in firmly, which is great. But if you've got the longer torso or a shorter torso with that rounder, fuller rounder tummy where you need the extra length, you need to look at going up a size in these, or decide that maybe that's not a style that's going to work for you. Not all bods suit all styles, right? We have to pick and choose what's going to work best with our shape. So that is not one. That is one that is not going to work with those fixed panels and no sleeves, no straps to adjust. So this one, this zip ups are great without that ruching for those with a shorter torso. Hello, that's what we're moving on to now. So if you're shorter in the torso, this is a great style for you. Anything with those fixed panels on the side. Let me have a look at another one. Now, without the fixed panels, you can look for fixed elements, right? So like the other one had the ruching, that is I would call that a flexible element. Where you don't have any ruching, like the panel down the side, or even a regular side seam that does not have, I can just get around it, that does not have any ruching down the side seam, this is a winner. Now this is one of the best sellers that we have for a round tummy shape with a shorter torso as well. Short enough that you don't need the extra length. So a great option if you're shorter in the torso. The only thing, another fit tip with this style with the 3-tier that you might have to watch is that bottom tier doesn't hang too low. But that's the only thing you have to watch with this one. But if you have a rounder tummy shape and you're really short in the torso, then the roundness is compensated by the super short torso. That means that you'll get away with a regular fitting tog. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's the other style. No fixed, you want fixed elements if you have a shorter torso. Now, of course, we're talking one pieces with all of this. The easiest solution, actually before I move off, let's keep on the one pieces. I love this one. This is on its own in the Capriosca range. It's a beautiful tog, but it's got no ruching on the side, fully adjustable straps. And what I love about this one is that with the adjustable straps, you'll get that extra length. But also, if you're shorter in the torso, this has got nice flexibility in the bust area too. And that's the other thing. The more fixed elements you've got, like underwires, the more you have to get the fit absolutely right. So if you've got a longer torso or a shorter torso, having a bit more flexibility in the style is going to serve you well. And that's what I love about this one. That's why I've included it, because it's got this this elasticized top, smocking almost across the top, all elasticized. Now that means that there's flexibility in that bust cup area as well and where it's going to sit. And I love this for that reason. If you're a short torso girl and with a cool color palette, winner winner chicken dinner for you in this one. Now, fixed elements, this is another option, right? I've included this one because this is an ultra fixed style. So if you're shorter in the torso, this could work for you. Fixed element here and also adjustable straps to bring things in, right? Now, this is a bit like what I was talking about before. See how these straps, they go all the way up to the top and a little bit beyond the shoulder line. It's got this round circle. Now that means when you go to adjust it, you're not going to get full length all the way up to the top of your shoulder to adjust. You're a little bit limited to this back area for adjustment, so you're not going to get super amount of length. But this fixed is great for a shorter torso. There is no, or a regular length torso, there is no ruching there. And you can adjust things to bring the straps in to suit and lift it up for your shorter torso length as well. Now, this is going to define a lot more under the bust, which could work for you too. So again, more fixed elements for a shorter to normal torso is going to work for your shape. If you had a longer torso or a super round tummy shape, then this one is not going to have enough flexibility in it for you. Too many fixed elements. Okay. Talking about zips. This is another one that is possible for a regular or shorter torso because there is no ruching on this as well. And it's got the paneling as well. More fixed elements in the length. A good one. The only downside with this one is that the straps are not adjustable, but it's such a simple style that if you needed to, you would just get that taken in at the top. This is a great style for a shorter torso, easy in and out, and I love the fact that it's got those extra fixed elements of the side panels as well as through the front. So short torso, think fixed. Long torso, think flexible. Top tip. Okay, that's about it from me today. I just wanted to mention that there are different elements to look for in your swimsuit. Now, if you're super long in the torso and you find that even with getting something that's got ruching in the side seam, it's not going to give you enough length, then it's a two-piece all the way for you. And there's so many different varieties. A two-piece tankini top with a long line in the front, give you extra length in the front and coverage. Then a two-piece is really a good option for you. And you'd probably know that by now. With a shorter torso option, that is an option for you. Shorter torso shape, that is also an option for you. You just have to make sure that the length of your tankini tops are not so long that they look like a dress on you. So again, look for styles that aren't as long from usually the bust area down to the bottom hem. And again, read the features. If you're not sure and you need extra help, email us for measurements. Measurements are your friend when it comes to length. Really are. Good to know. Now, speaking of measurements, I want to show you where you can go to find out what shape you are and to get more top tips like we've talked about today, if you want to read again, on the Sequins and Sand website. So I'm just going to share my screen. Just does a weird thing at first and then it comes back. There we go. Okay, now we are on the Sequins and Sand homepage. I'm sure you can see that. I trust it now. Our beautiful girls in the crew. Now, if you come up here, I'm on a laptop, so it's going to look a bit differently. You'll see the what they call hamburger navigation, probably on the left, sometimes on the right. Oh, there you go. You're seeing that I've paid someone there. Bank of Queensland's telling me I've paid someone, which is nice. Now, up here, change room help is where you need to head. You'll see the bikini icon, or if you're on a mobile phone or an iPad, you'll see this symbol here. Click on change room help. And in here is our shape and size calculator. Now, let's just put in some random, I don't know, random numbers. I have no idea how this is going to work out. It tells me the 100 is that. 14, okay, and we're going to go for, okay, so this person is probably an inverted triangle. There we go, because we're narrower in the hips. Now, if you are still not sure, so you're coming up with that, but you think, you know what, I am an inverted triangle, Anita, but I know that I've also got a longer torso with that shape or a shorter torso, just keep scrolling down, right? Here are some more information for you. Long body shape, here you go. Here are your best swimsuit styles. And there's a lovely Helen. You can see how long her torso is. Now, she is in a one piece there, but it's one that's got ruching on the side seams. The same with this one, the good old bandeau. I should have shown you that. The bandeau is great with all of its ruching, right? So here's what we're talking about. Ruching, adjustable shoulder straps, tankini. Lots of top tips in there with some more examples. Likewise, if you are short in the torso, then here are some top tips for you. And there is that cozy with the fixed elements down the side. So lots of information for you in the change room help section, ladies. That's where you head. Now, something else I want to share with you is if you want extra help. Now, doing these lives and things, they're great, but it's very much you have to go and join the pieces together and find it and hunt around and find it again and come back to it. If you want to get expert help from me, faster and easier way to get your solutions and to feel fabulously confident in your swimsuit, mind and style tips, then I invite you to our brand new course, the Unlock Your Cozy Confidence course. Here it is here. I'm going to put, this is your little sneak peek, inside, I'm going to put a link to where you inside. They're all the modules there. There's 5 modules, easy to follow videos, series of videos in there with some resources, worksheets and things to do, and bonus one-on-one time with me, and the replays are kept in there as well. So this is the course, and that is where you go to get expert help from me, one-on-one, mind and style. A big deeper dive, very much worth it. In my view, it is an awesome course to do. So instead of piecing it together yourself, it's all in one place, ready there for you, and always available as well. Now, that's a shape and size calculator with your extra tips. Just going to stop sharing my screen. If you've got any questions from today's live, put them in the feed and tag me at Anita McLaughlin, and I will come in and answer your questions, and I'll check as well. Facebook usually tells me when I've got some comments and questions in there as well. But please, if you've got any, put them in there. I'd be happy to help you along on your summer confident, your swimsuit confidence journey. It's my pleasure. It's my mission. I want you to live a wonderful summer, no holding back. Make those memory girls. That's what it's all about. Thanks so much for joining in. Longer torso, shorter torso. It's all about you today. Thanks so much. See you.